Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at something a little bit different from our normal vintage computer genre. This is a toy computer, a very typical toy computer from the early 2000s, made by VTech. VTech is a technology company that primarily builds telephones as well as educational toys aimed towards children of all age groups. This just happens to be one of their toy computer offerings. I call them toy computers because that really is what they are. It is primarily a toy designed to entertain and educate the young minds. Toy computers have been around for quite a while. In fact, they're kind of the offshoot of the toy typewriters that have been made since the turn of the century. Toy computers are losing popularity rapidly as less expensive tablets and even cell phones are becoming more and more popular with parents to give to their children. So let's open her up. This is the VTech ClassMaster notebook, and you know, for all intents and purposes, it is actually quite well feature-packed. It features wireless infrared communications, a fairly sizable dot matrix display, a QWERTY keyboard that is quite comfortable to type on. It features a built-in pointing device and a cursor-based interface. It features built-in speaker, of course, and it is actually powered by 4 AA batteries, so none of that rechargeable nonsense. It also features what appears to be a microphone input, and I see a DC 9-volt power supply port here. I don't see a headphone jack, but hey, you get what you pay for. But here's where this particular toy computer kind of beats out some of the earlier competition. It actually features a mouse, a mechanical 2-button mouse. But this is interesting. It features a very proprietary RJ45 plug. Now this is not like the RJ11 plugs used on Apple mice. This is not the same thing. The earliest Apple mice. Actually, I'm thinking of the pre-production Macintosh mouse. I think the production one was a 9-pin. But anyway, now that plugs into this little port back here. This is not a modem port. This is not an Ethernet port. This is a mouse port. But it's, you know, if a child were to plug in an RJ11 phone jack, they would have no trouble getting it to fit. The thing is, it may cause system damage, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why they would do it that way, but nevertheless. So let's open it up again. You can see this is very early 2000s design. This color, I remember this being popular on a lot of different consumer electronics, stereos, computer peripherals. This is like I've never liked this color. It's the ugliest color. In fact, I once bought a computer case from a friend of mine that was made around the same time period, and it was painted this hideous color. But they were all about swooping curves and kind of making it look like it's from the future, but it's not. The screen is kind of offset to make room for this massive speaker. And yeah, it's interesting. I'll give it that. So let's turn it on and see what it can do. Now, before we do, I'll talk about my own experiences with these computers. Now, when I was born in 1984. It's nothing I'm ashamed of. It happens, you know. But so by 1994, when I was around 10 years old, I got my first toy computer, even though I had a real one at home. My grandparents didn't really communicate well with my parents or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, like, my grandparents bought me a Team Concepts supercomputer, which was a laptop with a cartridge-based software storage system. So it would have, you know, built-in programs like a word processor. It had a lockable diary feature. It had several built-in games, but it could be expanded using these little cartridges that would pop into the side. Now, I'm going to try to add a picture of one of these things so you can see what it looks like. But it looks similar to the almost like the old Mac portables or the early PowerBooks. It kind of had that design to it. and it was pretty slow. It didn't really do much, but it was fun to play with in the car. You could take them on planes. I mean, these things were built for ultimately durability and portability. So why don't we go ahead and turn this sucker on. Obviously experiencing some screen problems. Take a look at that. Got some lines. We're going to try to fix that. We're going to take a look and see if we can't repair that. I don't think we can fix it, but... So while it's turned on, this is what you hear. It never stops. It just restarts and it never stops. I don't get it. Anyway, we've got our contrast controls here. And interestingly enough, it's actually displaying the correct date. It is 11/17/2017. So this must have been used on a regular basis. I'm not really sure why else it would have the correct date listed. So I didn't set it. Alright, we're going to use our mouse. We have a little cursor there. You can see the cursor. Let's see if I can move the camera around. Now VTech has made many, and I believe they continue to make these toy computers. One of their more popular models was the Pre-Computer 1000, which had a very nice keyboard and a single line LCD display. I think I mentioned that earlier. Not sure. Anyway, but a couple of my friends had that thing, and it was nice to type on, but it really didn't do much. So let's see, we got a built-in dictionary. Let's see, this new or search. Oh, here we go. There's the point. There's the cursor. So we're gonna hit search. Am I missing something? There it is. Alright. I think I'm supposed to type in a word. I can't really see much on this display. Not sure what that light does yet. So I think I said earlier that this thing was part of a kind of an ecosystem of toy computers and peripherals. One of the accessories was the VT41 printer, which it could wirelessly send print jobs to. There was also there was an infrared port that you could plug into your computer, your desktop computer, and some host software that would allow you to store and retrieve information to and from the ClassMaster notebook. You could also, I believe, add software to it that was downloaded from VTech's website. I believe that's how this worked. I'm going to try to search for a word. Let's look up. How about dog? Okay, you can't really see what I wrote, but see if it looks it up for me. See, I must be missing something. Dog. And sync with, oh, look up and sync with your computer. So this would actually require the use of host software, which might search for the word through the internet. I think that's what it does. So let's go ahead and get out of that. Okay. Turn the volume back up. Periodic chart.
Use the keyboard to select an element.
Why can't I use the mouse? It doesn't speak, it just tells me the atomic information, atomic weight symbol. Alright, so that's kind of neat, I guess. So you got a built-in periodic table. Okay.
Cool tools.
Let's see what else we got.
Creation station.
Let's see. This thing looks pretty cool, actually. I wouldn't mind playing with one of these myself. Animation editor.
Accessories.
My setup. So it's got the correct date and time. Actually, the time is wrong. It's not 11 p.m. Daily alarm. We're going to crack this thing open. We're going to see what's inside later on. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to fix this broken screen too. But I'm just having fun right now. Speed, fast. So you can change the speed of the mouse. Okay, so there's 3, fast, medium, and slow, so you can change the cursor speed on the mouse. That's nice. Left or right-handed. Password. I don't think it's been set on this one, but that's okay. Password is set to off. So there's the X. Got a nice interface. Got a nice interface. I don't believe it offers any email or web browsing.
Creation station.
But I could be wrong.
My world.
Address book, personal profile, calendar, memo pad, to-do list, and diary. So this thing has been wiped. There's nothing on it. Okay.
My world.
My world. No. Anything on the memo pad? Nothing in the memo pad. Nothing there.
My world.
You can also use the built-in pointing device. Let's take a look at that real quick. It's got this disc that it goes up, down, left, and right. There is no diagonal, as far as I can tell. And there are your left and right click buttons. I think I've lost the cursor. Oh, there it is.
Use the keyboard to choose a category.
Oh, it does do the okay, so it does.
Main menu.
Alright. Simple calculator. Scientific calculator. Advanced word processing. Periodic chart. I think we were there earlier. Oops, wrong button. Okay, let's crack this sucker open. I'm bored. Okay, turn it off. Pull the batteries. Pull the mouse. It's in pretty good shape. I mean, if I can fix this thing up, I might give it to my nephew. It'd be perfect for him. I think kids are spoiled today with their color screens and everything else. You know what I mean? I tried to find some information on this device. I even pulled up the original owner's manual, but I found nothing of any value to me. But that is how I was able to learn the peripheral options that it offered. It's pretty impressive for such a low-rent device. But I could not find any information on its specs, built-in memory, processor, that kind of thing. So we're going to try to figure some of that out by looking at the chips that it contains. I'm not sure what's going to happen to this thing. I might keep it, put it in my display case at work for obsolete devices. I actually have a display case filled with devices that are pretty much rendered obsolete by modern technology, and I think this would be a great addition to that. Is there a hidden screw here? There sure as shooting is. This one right there. Probably take the, there's a little clock battery in here. I need a smaller screwdriver for that. Well, let's leave it in. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get this sucker apart. Alright. That was easy. Alright, look at this. Look at this. Real basic construction. There are no connectors, removable connectors. This is our logic board right here. Look at that. Nothing. There's nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it. And check this out. This right here, this little piece of metal, this is a ballast. This is a weight designed to keep the thing from tipping over on you. There's one here as well to give it some heft. Let's pull this motherboard off. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be disassembled. This thing was likely hand soldered at the factory. Everything was hand soldered on this. And I bet you anything, it's just a a computer on chip. That's all it is. I guarantee it. That's just a computer on chip, a simple function computer on a single chip. Very, very cheap construction. Very cheap. I think we sold a lot of these in the Christmas of 2002. Looks like this has it. Oh, wow! It's glued. They hot glued the damn thing together. Can you believe that? It's all just hot glued. Hot melt glue. That's it. Here's our infrared sender receiver. Two-way communications, baby. Look at this thing. It is so cheap. Yeah, that's what it is. Computer on chip, pretty much. Oh my God. You just don't see things like this anymore, you know. I mean, well, the computer on chip thing is, you know, that's obviously the basis of many computing devices, but gosh. The way this thing is assembled is really low rent. Just take everything off. Really low rent. The whole thing is going to have to come apart, keyboard and all, to get everything safely removed. Okay, looks like they've got a lot of potting compound on there, so we can't see what some of these chips are, but that's a VTech DEB. I'll have to look that up and see what it is. That's probably our ROM chip right there, and I bet you that right there is... I'm going to have to look those two up. Those are the only chips that I can actually identify, so let's see what they are. Alright, this chip right here is a Hynix HY62U8200B. It is a low power CMOS SRAM. And, let's see. There's several sub-versions of it as well, but that's okay. It's a 256 kilobyte, 3 volt, low power CMOS slow RAM. Okay, so that's more than likely, that could be our storage or our RAM. Not sure how it's being used in this configuration. Now this other chip, the VTech chip, I might not be able to find any information on, but we'll look it up anyway. 51948-749. VTech 51948 749. I'm pretty sure that's going to be our yeah, that's going to be our PRAM, sorry. No, yeah. Let's see. That's coming back with nothing. Yeah. That's proprietary. That is what our software is on. Our ROM chip. Thank you. Our ROM chip. Did I say PRAM? It's going to be our ROM chip. Alright, so we're not going to find much on that. That's going to be proprietary stuff. Proprietary part numbers. Underneath here is probably our central processing unit or the computer on chip. The only way to really get to that is to chip that all off, and I'm not doing that. Okay. What else is on this board? Got a couple of caps. Just, yeah, I can tell you that's our CPU. So that goes to our storage, our ROM chip. Don't know what that is, don't know what that is. One of these is going to be a probably basically our video controller. Here's our video output. We got a crystal oscillator. Yeah. Keyboard input as well, and then we got our, there's a ferrite core on that. Battery. Oh, there's our battery input. Actually, two of those. Oh yeah, okay, we've got our backup battery and then our main battery. Yeah, reset switch, that's this here. But you see how everything kind of branches off of this one blob of potting compound? And that's because that's our CPU and or the computer on chip. Because I don't really, I guess there could be a keyboard controller here and so it may not be the entire system, but give you the kind of the rough idea of what we have going on there. All right. Very simple, very simple. Glued together. But that's okay, because little Junior is going to use it for about 6 months before he gets bored with it. That's alright. That's not a problem. Hey, check this out. The microphone connector is a smaller size than your standard 1/8 inch. Interesting. I find these things quite interesting. Yeah, alright. Well, I'm going to put the base unit back together, and then we're going to take the display apart and see if there's anything we can do to fix that. I don't think there's going to be, but we're going to try. Alright, so I put the batteries back in, and now the stupid thing won't turn on. I don't recall breaking any connectors in there, but hey, maybe I should roll back the footage. I'm not really going to go back and tear it apart again. Let's hit the reset button and see if that does anything for us. Where is it? That's on the top here. Won't turn on. Piece of crap. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Oh, I see what the problem is. The reset button is stuck down. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The reset button was mashed down. Whoops. And I can't make it stop. Okay, now we need to do something about this. Anything would be better than what it has currently. So we're going to pop these screw caps off.
Oh no. Guys, we got a problem. Put that aside for a second.
We have a problem, guys. The plastic that this is made out of doesn't age well. So I've got little bits of plastic flaking off, and this is not good. This is pretty bad. It's not going to go back together correctly unless I glue it. And these screw caps are total bear. Oh, this is not going to be good. I can already tell you that we're not going to have any luck with this screen. I'm putting pressure behind it. and I can't get those lines to go away or change or move or anything. Yeah. I guess the term is foobar. It's not going to happen for us. Foobar.
Ready. Select an activity.
Yeah. So it's not a bad contact. There's something else going on there. No matter what I do. Nothing. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Oh well. Oh, it's in screensaver mode. Look at the little guy jumping around there. Can you see that? Probably not. Look at that. Screensaver mode. Alright guys, well that was entertaining. Look at all this. All the plastic clips are just falling off. And I get that latch back in place. So I'm not going to go any further with it. It's just a display piece at this point, unfortunately. Put that latch back in. Yeah, maybe it's done for. It's not a cable issue either, because it should be. Yeah. Oh well. At least we tried. Well, not really. I don't think I tried hard enough. These back together. I'm just going to throw it in the display case at work and call it a day. It still turns on. The VTech, what's it called again? The VTech ClassMaster notebook, guys. That's been it's been a fun time. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate your viewership. Thanks again. And yeah, so again, what's happening here is this plastic is turned so brittle that it takes nothing to flake it apart. And you can see that, you know, it's molded in color, which means that there's a lot of there's no paint on it, which means that it's discoloring much in the same way that any older computer or anything made out of white plastic would discolor. This was originally a nice white finish with a metallic sheen to it. And what's happened is the aging process has taken its toll, and it's now kind of a yellowed, kind of a mother of pearl appearance. So, yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching.